locally and internationally, then you must learn to play by the rules both locally and internationally. So you must avoid stereotypes, you must avoid drawing unnecessary conclusions, you must avoid certain sensitivities, you must understand the norms, you must understand the culture, and in the same way take that into your character interpretations, right? So you also must look at language considerations. For us, we understand that there is a lot of ethnic groups, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa and globally. And so when we think about language consideration, it's very important for you to know that you must subtitle any language that you might have used that is not, globally accepted. So the globally accepted language will be English, right? So let's assume you want to do something that is local in Yoruba or Igbo or Pidgin or Hausa, then it's important that you take into consideration your subtitling, and subtitling not just for language, because you want to have a wider range of people consuming your material. So that means that somebody who is deaf should be able to read your subtitles and understand what the content is about, because content is beyond just those that can speak and those that can hear, right? You also need to understand the use of idioms, expressions, and applicability as well, because you cannot apply an idiom in the wrong way and offend a certain culture. You will get backlash for that, right? So also there must be a focus on globally accepted universal themes, so love, friendship, family, things that people can connect to, right? Because your audience is looking to connect. And if I watch something and it feels bland from the beginning to the end, there's nothing to discuss, there's nothing to go by, there's nothing to take away, right? And the next time you release something, I'm not interested in consuming it, because for me, it will be a waste of my time. So you must understand that your content has to connect with the audience that you've created this content for, or else you're still investment here on this content. Now, inclusivity and diversity, it's very, very important. The reason why we say this is because, like we say, it's a diverse world, it's diverse cultures, and we must embrace every single aspect of this culture. So the audience is dynamic, the audience is changing, but at the core of every society is the culture of said society, right? So that means that if you can successfully integrate culture, it means that you successfully included everybody into your content. So you cannot segment a group of people. Your story needs to reflect the realities of the society in which this idea that you have. How do you sense check it? You call together a group of writers. You tell them this is what I think. How do you think the character arc of this person should go? How should we close out this story? What more can we add on? What is the cliffhanger? What will bring the audience back to our channels or our platforms every day, seeing as there's so much to do these days, or to watch these days, right? So I'll use a good example here. I don't know if anybody has watched, there's a new Hulu series, it's called Shogun, but it is very much set in the old Japan, right? Old Osaka. But what you can see from that story is it's captured all of us globally. And it does not concern Nigeria in any capacity, it doesn't concern multi-choice in any capacity. But on a global scale, and we can go down the of what you think TIFF culture is about, and then you put something together, and then it doesn't feel culturally sound, right? So you end up offending a huge group of people, and you're wondering why they're offended, right? So it's very important for us to research adequately, and we've seen this also happen even with big projects, right? Even with the ones that are launched on competitor platforms, where there was not enough research done into the culture of the people, and somebody drew conclusions and drafted language that wasn't necessarily spoken even locally in those regions, and we put it out and say, oh, this is a representation of this culture. So research is very, very, very important in terms of understanding the dynamism of the audience that you're speaking to. You can't do without it, right? And then finally, to wrap up this, it's very important that you test and retest and retest and retest. You can have an idea, but then it's very important how you flesh out that idea.